Morning, all. All right. News of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Monday, March the 31st, meaning tomorrow's April. And what happens in April? The playoffs. Right. So, starting off at the top of the board, because that's how this usually works. Mikkola has been fined for unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the game against the Habs. Basically, he slap shots a puck at head level, almost catches David Savard with it. And so, yeah, Mikkola gets fined. These teams play each other again their next time out. So we'll see if Mikkola is asked to drop the gloves or if he's even asked or what happens there. But Florida and Montreal getting to know each other well. Hey, if Montreal gets that last playoff spot, who knows? Maybe they end up seeing each other in the playoffs. And that could be a fun one in the event that they do. Playoff clinching scenario tonight is simple. Vegas clinches playoffs without having to play if Calgary loses in regulation tonight. So all it takes is a regulation loss by Calgary, and that punches the ticket for Vegas. Of course, the playoff picture in the West is very much settled. The playoff picture in the East is not, and I mean settled in terms of, I think, the top 8 teams that are going to make the playoffs are the ones that are above the playoff line right now. In the East, it's a little more chaotic looking, but in the West, it looks like, yeah, St. Louis and Minnesota very likely to get those bottom spots, and I don't think they're going to end up catching Colorado, so yeah, they're your wild cards. Ryan Leonard. So the 2023 draft looked excellent at the time that it took place, and having done a bunch of videos on the prospects from that draft, I'm kind of excited to see whether or not these guys live up to the hype. So Ryan Leonard, at the time I'm initially putting this board together, he's expected to sign his entry-level contract, and I just crossed that out and went, signs ELC, entry-level contract, 3 years, $950,000 cap hit. Leonard is a very talented forward and should have a pretty solid entry into the NHL. I'm not going to say seamless because you never know if it's going to be seamless, but Leonard should be pretty well ready for National Hockey League action and should give a little something different to a Washington team that I think needs that right now. Maybe it is just a matter of, as I've been talking about, they're so far ahead of everybody else in the division, it's harder to get motivated. But maybe getting some energy from a new guy in the lineup, maybe that'll help a little bit. Gabe Perreault, one that I felt at the time of that draft slipped way too far. He was drafted 23rd by the New York Rangers. I thought that was a steal at that spot. We'll see whether or not I was correct at all. He is expected to sign his entry-level contract as soon as today. So there was speculation about whether or not he would sign today, and then, well, he might, and he could. So it'll probably be a very similar contract to the one signed by Ryan Leonard with the Washington Capitals. A number 23 pick in 2023, and he could debut as soon as Wednesday for the New York Rangers. The Rangers could absolutely use an infusion of talent and energy right now, and that could be key for them as they try to get that final playoff spot. As it looks like it's most likely I would say it's between the Rangers and Montreal right now, but I know Columbus and the Islanders are right there, so we shall see. Landeskog. So for Colorado fans, and I know there's been a lot of, we'll wait and see. It definitely sounds like Gabriel Landeskog is getting closer to a return. Working at full speed on their first power play unit today. So I don't think you put a guy in your first power play unit and get him up to full speed if you're not hoping to play him. If you're not hoping to get him in the lineup, probably not. So Landeskog has been getting his speed up, and now he's working on that power play unit. I mean, hey, that would be fantastic for Colorado getting into the playoffs and having a chance for Landeskog to make his return. So I'm hoping that does happen sooner rather than later, even if he could return for like a game or two before the playoffs. And I know it may sound like dreaming and everything, but as Blondie once said, dreaming is free. Taylor McCarr. So I mentioned about how I talk about first-round draft picks. I'm going to make an exception here. Taylor McCarr was the 7th-round draft pick of the Colorado Avalanche in 2021. He is, of course, the brother of Cale McCarr, and he signs a 1-year entry-level deal with the Colorado Avalanche. So there you go. We've got 2 McCarrs in the Colorado organization, and being a 7th-round draft pick, if Taylor McCarr even makes his debut with Colorado at some point next season, that'd be a win, because usually 7th-round draft picks, very, very little chance they end up actually reaching the National Hockey League. A little bit of injury news here for all you fine people on the internet as well regarding Nashville. Sissons is out week to week. There's only a couple weeks left in the season, so that's not great for him. Marchessault is day-to-day for Nashville, who play tonight. So Marchessault, Sissons won't be in the lineup for the game tonight in Philadelphia against the Flyers, who've looked pretty comfortable since the coaching change took place. Dougie Hamilton has started skating, and his return is beginning to start to take shape here, but we do not have a return date for Dougie Hamilton at this point with the New Jersey Devils. So once they get him back, that should help a lot. New Jersey dealing with it's not just the number, it is where those injuries are and those key players that are out. Jack Hughes, Dougie Hamilton being two of the most prominent ones. But if you could get Hamilton back, that would definitely help the New Jersey Devils' chances come playoff time. Your 3 stars of the week, again, revealed while I had this board in the process of being put together. So it's over here. Nikita Kucherov, first star of the week. I kind of saw that coming. I did talk about this the other day in a news video. 3 games, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points this week. Nikita Kucherov was fantastic for Tampa. Rope Hintz, 4 games, 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points for Hintz. Hintz had a great week. On a Dallas team that I still don't think played necessarily that well this week. And Hellebuck, 3 wins for Connor Hellebuck, a .961 save percentage for Hellebuck, and a shutout. So Hellebuck continues to play really, really well. And this has been kind of a fun season for the Jets, for their fans, as well as for Connor Hellebuck. All right, moving on to the preview portion. And you know what's weird is, so we've got, that's so unusual that you see a team playing in the same location twice. But, yep, it's taking place. So, tonight we've got 4 games in the National Hockey League. 2 of them starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. 1 an hour and a half later, and 1 an hour and a half after that. So, really spread out games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start the Minnesota Wild in New Jersey against the Devils. This is the second half of a back-to-back between these teams. First game in Minnesota. Minnesota 41-28-5 on the season, 5-4-1 in their last 10. They're 6 points behind Colorado for third place. They are tied with St. Louis for that number 1 wildcard spot. They want to win this one. On the New Jersey side, 39-29-7 record, 5-4-1 over their last 10. 9 points behind Carolina and 8 points ahead of the New York Rangers. So pretty firmly entrenched in third spot are the New Jersey Devils. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start as well for Nashville in Philadelphia against the Flyers. Nashville 27-38-8 overall, 3-6-1 in their last 10, and mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Philadelphia 30-36-9, they're 3-6-1 in their last 10 as well, but it feels like they're trending upwards. They are 8 points out of the playoffs at this point and time. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific start. Calgary's in Denver. So Calgary, if they lose in regulation in Denver, Vegas makes the playoffs, and we absolutely would understand if Calgary had a hard time rounding up a point. Maybe Kadri has a great game against his former team. Calgary's 34-26-12 overall. They're 5-3-2 in their last 10. They are now 7 points back of that final playoff spot, which is shared by Minnesota and St. Louis. On the other side, Colorado, 45-26-3 overall. They're 7-1-2 in their last 10 games. They're 7 points behind Dallas for second. They're 6 points ahead of both Minnesota and St. Louis. So, yep, Colorado third place, Dallas second place, and at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, Dallas plays their second game in a row in Seattle. That's why I'd look at my phone, because I'm like, they were just in Seattle. Yep, they're still in Seattle. Dallas, 48-21-4 overall. They are also 7-1-2 in their last 10 games. 6 points behind Winnipeg for top spot in the Central. 7 points ahead of Colorado. On the Seattle side, they're 31-37-6 overall. 4-4-2 in their last 10, and mathematically eliminated from the playoff picture. So just trying to play spoiler, and they're going to try to play it a little better than they did last game against Dallas. We'll see how things go. Let me know your picks for tonight's games in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts regarding any of the items on the board. As always, hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It's greatly appreciated. I will talk to you again soon.